Hi there, my name is Aaron Short and welcome to my YouTube channel, and today I'm looking at the Diodario Humiditrak sensor. So it's that time of year. I've been talking a lot about humidity. Humidity is so important. Check out the videos I've made about it. But obviously, if it's getting hot and dry in your apartment or your home, you need to care for your wooden instruments. This is a modern gadget that can help you monitor what's going on inside the guitar case or anywhere you want to monitor. And this has been provided for review from Maury of Maury's Music. I really appreciate it, Maury. Thank you so much. I like iPhones and gadgets, and I like guitars, and this is going to help me keep my guitars safe. I'll show you a few steps first of all. It's very important to know what's going on with humidity. This is a hydrometer. Right now it says that it's 80 degrees in this room and 51% relative humidity. Now, I've just had the room humidifier turned on, and that's why it's at such a healthy level. It says 52 right now. If I leave that off, if I leave the room humidifier off for an hour or so, this will drop down to 35, 30, 25, 20. That's when you risk cracking your guitar or having fret sprout, which is when the neck shrinks around the frets and the frets stick out on your fingerboard. This is not fun. This is not good, and it can all be avoided. This is awesome for the room, and so is the room humidifier. I'll link those things below. That's the first thing you should look at, in my opinion, because this is also good for your voice, your skin, and anything else that's wood in the room, okay? So make sure your room is 45 to 55 relative humidity, and make sure you monitor that to start with. It will also prevent your humidifiers in the guitar case from drying out. That's the first step. Now, the reason why this is so cool is that this can go inside the guitar case and tell you what the humidity is inside the case without opening the case. Because it's a real hassle to open up the case of several guitars to see what's going on with the levels, see if the humidifier has dried out. This is a hassle, right? And it's also dangerous because you might not do it, and inside the case, the guitar is drying out despite the room being a healthy level. So this is going to help you check that. So let's unbox it right now. It looks very cool. I'll put a link to this on Maury's site below if you want to check it out. All right, very simple. So it's just this little guy in here. Oh, very cool. Okay, so what you get is the sensor itself, and you get a clip to attach it inside the case if you want to, or you can just leave it in there loose, I presume, as well. So you can either clip it inside the case with this clip attached to this, or you can just drop that inside the accessory compartment, or if your case is lying flat, you can leave it. Obviously, do secure it inside so it doesn't move around and scratch the guitar. Okay, so that's cool. It's really light. It's really nice. Very, very inconspicuous. Now, let me show you the app, because obviously the app is going to give us all the information from the sensor. So the sensor is still here. I haven't installed the battery yet, so I'll leave that right there. And you can see the app on the screen. Now it says, add new devices to start monitoring your instruments. So I'll press the plus, and it says link a sensor, so I need to do that. Remove the pull tab and place the Humiditrak or Safe and Sound sensor on the phone screen. If you don't have a pull tab, please reset your battery. So this is brand new, so I'm going to pull the pull tab, which will activate the internal battery. It's one of those small CR kind of watch type batteries. It says we found it, setting up your sensor. I imagine you haven't got to put it on the screen, it just needs to be really close to the phone so it pairs. There we go. The sensor is now blinking, so you can identify which sensor it is if you have several of these. And I can see inside it is indeed blinking. Okay, awesome. So customize your sensor. Brand and model. So we can put a picture and the name of the guitar. That's really nice. So this is going to be my, look, they've even got a scroll here, a scroll menu. This will be my Martin OMJM, also from Maury's Music. If you're looking for Martin guitar, go and check out Maury's Music if you're in the USA. Continue. You can add a picture as well. That's really cool. Now, this is saying right now it's 80 degrees and 67% relative humidity. Bear in mind, it may take time to settle down and figure out what's going on. This one is my reference. I don't know if this is completely accurate, but I feel like it is just based on history and how often I use this one. This says 81 and 50. This says 80 and 67. So I'm going to leave these for about 30 minutes and then come back and see if they're the same. That's my first test. Then I shall transfer this to the guitar and again come back after an hour or so and see if I feel like it's monitoring correctly. So I'll see you in a few seconds, but I'll be back in 30 minutes. All right, see you then. Okay, so I'm back again. It's been about 45 minutes or so, and the sensor is saying 44% relative humidity and 79 Fahrenheit. Awesome. The room one that I have here is actually saying, oh, very cool, 44 and 80. That's really close. You know, I'm not an expert on the weather and humidity and things like that, but these things can vary. I've noticed that. I've got one in the other room. I've compared them. I've tried several. If I ever find a hydrometer that is 100% accurate, I will let you know on the channel. So please do subscribe. Look out for that. You know what though? I'm not that bothered. Like right now, this says it just said 46. It says 44. That doesn't really matter. 5% either way doesn't really matter in my opinion. What I want to know is, am I safe or not? To me, safe is 45 to 55, and dangerous is below 30. So as long as I get that kind of guide, I'm okay. I'm not going to obsess over being exactly at 50%, although some people will tell you that those kind of numbers do affect the sound and safety of an instrument. But I just want to know, am I safe or not? And this is looking great. So 45 and 80, 44 and 79. I'm happy with that. Now, the room is fine. And of course, you could leave this in a room somewhere. You could leave one in the office, one in the bedroom. Now, to track it, you do have to be within range of it. So you have to be at home in order to track. You might say, well, do I have to open the app every time to track? And no, you do not. If you click on the sensor, this is this one here, it will actually show you a graph, which is really nice. You can track over time what's going on with the temperature and the humidity. And you can also set alerts. So you could set an alert for things like, are you dangerously low? Are you dangerously high? Things like that. You could also set temperature alerts. Is it too hot, too cold? And there's also this thing called impact alerts. If your case or guitar case gets a sudden impact, it will register that and tell you. So if you're flying, that's really useful. It does use a bit more battery, so bear that in mind. Okay, awesome. So far, so good. The next test for me is to put this inside the guitar case and then monitor it in there. So I'm going to put this inside the hard shell case. Always use the best case you can. Hard shell cases are usually better than gig bags and things like that. Any kind of case is better than nothing. You know, do not leave your guitar on a stand like I have behind me if the room is very low. Right now, this room is starting to drop. I'll turn the room humidifier back on again. But let's put this in the case and see what happens. I'll be back in 1 hour. Okay, so I'm back again. Had just enough time to make a nice cup of coffee in the official Sandhole Sniffer mug. I'll put a link below if you'd like to purchase one and support the channel. Cheers, everybody. Now, here's the thing. Actually, I've got some interesting results. This room humidifier dropped down to 40. It's actually gone back to 43, which is a good thing. I will note today there's a lot of rain outside. It's been raining. And when it's been raining, you'll notice the humidity does go up. It's on those days where it doesn't rain and the heat is on strong, you can get really dry. So that's in my favor today. Having said that, and it's jumping all over the place, now it's up to 45. Having said that, it was down at 40 for a while and it's crept back up again to around 44. So that's okay. That's safe. That's not too bad. What's going on in the case though? Let's check out the app. It just updated itself. It says 52. Well, that's awesome. 52 in that case behind me on the floor and 77. That's great. Remember, we want to be between 45 and 55. So 52 is great. This one is slightly on the dangerous side. And if it wasn't raining outside, I can guarantee this might be down into the 30s, which is really bad. So I think this is great. The only thing I noticed about the app, and you can see I added the picture of the guitar. That's kind of cool, right? Especially with that white background. The only thing about the app is you can't like pull down and refresh the information. You have to wait for it to refresh itself. It seems to refresh every kind of 20, 30 minutes. Maybe that's to save battery life. It'd be nice if you could just press on it and refresh to the latest info. But it doesn't really matter. And like I said, if you tap on that particular guitar, you'll see, well, actually it says right now it's 55. So that's really good. The humidipacks I use inside the case are supposed to keep it at 49. But again, I'm not that fussy. As long as in the case it's between 45 and 55. So if it's 55 in there right now, that's absolutely fantastic. Temperature is fine. And I know it's safe. And I also set up the alerts. So I know that if I forget about that guitar, don't play that guitar for a few days, and the pack inside does dry out. This is the pack I use. If this was to dry out, and the guitar starts to dry out because the weather is really bad and it's really dry in here, I know that I'll get an alert to my phone saying, hey, it's getting dangerous in here, come and check it out. And I can go there and change it. I haven't got to constantly open the case, see if this thing is dried out, close the case. And when I do that, of course, I'm changing the temperature and letting out humidity from the case. So I'm really super impressed. I'm really, really impressed. This has actually got up to 56 now. Do keep your guitars between 45 and 55, around that area, give or take a few percent, as much as you can. Sometimes I come in this room and the room humidity has dropped down to like 25 when it gets really bad. That is really dangerous and you risk your guitar or instrument cracking. So I'm really impressed with this thing. I will be using this Humiditrak in the case. I always put my guitars back in the hard cases, especially at night time before I go to bed. And I always keep these Humidipacks or Boveda packs in the case at all times, just to be safe, as well as keeping the apartment as humidified as possible. So I'm really impressed. Thanks again to Maury Rutch at Maury's Music for sending me this to try out. I really wanted to put it through its paces, and it seems to be working great. If you're new here, please subscribe to the channel and ring the bell so you're notified of when I go live or post a new video. If there's any new updates to the firmware of the Humiditrak, I will make a video. And if I find any more cool information about humidity, I'll make a video. But for now, do look after those instruments and yourselves. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.